What's the most horrific thing you've seen? I'm gonna try not to get emotional with this one. I grew up in and around the SEAL teams, and I was very much an idealist. There were a couple dudes in that team that I absolutely worshipped. One of those guys was in our kind of a sister platoon in 2005, and the rest of his platoon was killed in Operation Red Wings. Marcus Luttrell and the whole lone survivor, they were on the helo, he was on the other helo. Our next deployment, he got with me, and we were in a really gnarly firefight together, and he got shot multiple times, and he pulled one of the most heroic moves I've ever seen in my entire life. Shot multiple times, running forward against the barricaded shooter, and is dragging back a wounded teammate, getting shot again, getting back up, grabbing him again, dragging him back, getting shot again, grabbing him, dragging him back. And we eventually got him all behind this tire, and he'd been shot through the humerus bone, it shattered it and blew out his brachial artery, and his arm had flipped over around his shoulder, and he thought it was gone. And we're trying to navigate putting a tourniquet on this. We're still under crazy fire. And, I end up stopping the bleeding, but he has lost so much blood. We finally end the firefight and we get him inside the helo. We start working on him more, finding more gunshot wounds. And we have a guy shot in the face, another guy shot in the leg. Multiple guys are shot, and the whole back of that helicopter looked like the scene from Black Hawk Down. When he said you should probably wash the blood out of Humvees, that's what it looked like. Just magazines and bullets and carbines and blowout kits and tourniquets and just my friends shot to pieces, laying at my feet. And the dude that I'm working on is one of the dudes that was my absolute idol. And it's the weirdest thing to work on a buddy that you've known for years, that you truly, truly love, and to not think you've done it right, and to hold him as they're loading him onto a stretcher and think that Superman is dying in your arms. It is something that you cannot ever get past. I remember kissing him on the forehead and sliding him off that gurney, and they pulled him away. I thought I'd never see him again. I would have bet my entire life savings he was gonna die right then, right there. And because I'm an idealist and because I grew up in this community, I never thought that would happen to me. Not the dude that I worshipped, not my demigod. It ain't gonna happen to me. And when it did, it was a shock of reality that I have never gotten past. It reset my entire baseline, and it showed me that it doesn't matter who you are, how good you are, how well you're trained. If it has your number, it has your number. And I am so thankful that the tourniquet went on right. It did stop the bleeding, and he is about this close from not making it. And they get him a blood transfusion just in time, pulls through, has his surgeries. He was just at my house a couple weeks ago, and that scene, that whole experience is something that sets with me, that I compartmentalize and I pack it way down deep. And when I need an ounce of humility, I draw it out and I look at it. That moment in time was the moment I felt the most vulnerable in my entire life. I felt completely exposed, and I felt like I'd been living a lie. Like by going to this selection course and wearing this on my uniform and joining this organization, that would never happen to me because we're too highly trained. Just not the case. We're all human. Put our pants one leg at a time. And that was definitely the most horrific thing that I've seen, just because the unconditional love I had for that guy and the fact that it happened at my feet. And I think about it probably more often than I should.